What's up, y'all? This is Bandz here, coming at you today with the Magicka Burst DK build. I'm getting a lot of questions and comments asking for it, so today I'll just be doing a short video highlighting it. I'll be going through my skills, my stats, my gear, and my champ points. So let's start off with attributes and stats. So this is a burst build, so you'll want all your points into Magicka. My Magicka on my main bar is sitting at 38k, which is pretty nice, and I still have almost 1200 Magicka recovery. On my off bar, my max Magicka gets up to 39k, and my Magicka recovery is over 12. For spell damage, I'm just short of 2k on my dual wield bar, and my crit is at 42 with inner light. Spell resist at 21k. On my off bar it's a little bit less because I run defending instead of nerd. Buffs, I run your tri-food. My Mundus is the mage for max Magicka, and I also run Vamp. For my gear, I am running 4 Cyrill's Light, 4 Healer, 3 Seducer on my off bar, and 2 Seducer on my main bar, with 2 Torug's swords with Nern. This build's likely to change a little bit in the next patch because Nern will be nerfed, so I will probably not be running these. For abilities, you'll want your Elusive Mist for sure. This is gives you that mobility and survivability because we are in 5 light, so you'll definitely want that on your bar. Flame Lash is obviously your DK's bread and butter skill. With this build it hits very hard, especially when you have your spell damage buff on and everything. I'll show you what's in there. With spell damage buff, it is hitting for 6300, which is pretty hard. On Vamps, it's crit for up to like 12-13k on Vamps without very much spell resist. Your Shattering Rock's very strong CC, it can go through block, and it's got a 17 meter range. I actually decided to go with Shattering Rock over Petrify because this has a chance of setting enemies off balance, proccing the Flame Lash. Because whenever you can proc this Flame Lash for that heal, definitely try to do it, because the heal, because the ability is hitting so hard, the heal is also healing so hard. Like, this heals for up to 10k crit, so pretty strong combo with Shattering Rocks. I run Reflect obviously on my main bar, try to keep it up whenever I can, and then I rock Inner Light for the max Magicka, a little bit of spell crit. My main ulti is Take Flight. This shit hits really hard, and I chose to go Take Flight over the Spell Shield, or the Shield morph, because it's up sooner, it hits harder, and the range is more. And it syncs really well with obviously Battle Roar, so whenever I can cast an ulti, if I can cast it sooner, I'll do it. And this works really well with the burst. On my off bar, Healing Ward, obviously very strong ability. Igneous Shield, this synced with Healing Ward is very strong. Dampen Magic, shields are very strong in the current meta, so I run Dampen Magic. Your Proxy Dead, this is one of the core abilities for this build. Inner Light again, and then the second ultimate's kind of flexible. I run Replenishing Barrier because it gives me 5% extra regen from the Alliance War. Yeah, so you can kind of go with whatever there. It's kind of a flexible spot. For champ points, I put a few points in the spell shield for spell resistance. This, I might change this once Nern gets nerfed. I put a few points in resistance because 5 light physical damage really hurts in this build. So whatever I can to mitigate that damage, I'll put some in there. A few into Hardy, most of them into Elemental Defender because we are Vamp with this build. A decent amount into Bastion because this build actually does use a decent amount of shields. When I get my full shields off, I'm actually sitting at almost 29k shields, so not bad. For greens, I'm running 6% of Magician, reduce Magicka, a few into Magicka Recovery, a few into Stamina Recovery, and then a few into Tumbling for that CC break. For the blue champion points, I set at 10% spell crit damage. Spell erosion I think is still bugged, so just 1% into there. Most of my points are into Elemental Expert because Proxy Det already hits really hard, so if I can get my whip to be hitting as hard as possible, that's great for the build. And then I put a few points into magic damage for a little bit extra damage with Proxy Det and Shattering Rocks. So yeah, that's basically the build. I'll show a quick clip just highlighting this build's burst. It's pretty wicked when you can combo it right with the Take Flight. Does a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. So yeah, that's the build, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments there, and I'll try to answer them. So thanks for watching.
You